I'm 52 now, so sometimes, people are like, oh my God, you've probably seen it all and this, and you're probably just tired and coasting towards retirement. I'm like, no, I'm actually more plugged in and engaged now because I know who I am than as passionate as I was when I got in the radio industry at age 24 and did it for 10 years. I was never really on the air. And people say, now, oh, Steve, you have a good voice for radio. It's a damn shame I didn't have it when I was on the radio, because I was always trying to sound like what I thought I was supposed to. I spoke faster and higher. And one day I just said, hey, this is Steve. I don't really have anything to talk about, but if you tolerate me for the next 45 seconds, I'll play a really cool song. And I said it just like that. My boss came downstairs and he goes, why the hell can't you just do that all the time? And it was the very end of my radio career, but it was the biggest lesson that from then on, when I became a speaker, a comedian, an author, now, radio show host of my videos, everything I do is in my own voice. Even the writing, that one took a lot of years to learn. But everything I do now is just legitimately me. I don't try to be anything else or anyone else. And people say, Steve, you got to be like Tony Robbins. You need this. Nah.
And let's face it, you do have a very distinct style. It stands out, and it probably is because of that. And there's so much in what you just said that's worth unpacking. First of all, having, again, as I mentioned earlier, worked in government for 20 years, I'm at an age, because I'm a little bit older than you, Sonny.
Just don't call me sport or junior.
Right, kiddo.
You little punk.
Right. Whippersnapper. But I know a lot of people that are in retirement age.
Yeah.
And, I'm not that much older than you, right? We are at an age where people, like you just said, are beginning to see the horizon of their retirement and then thinking they are about ready to check out. In fact, I know someone who recently retired, probably 3 or 4 years ago, who told me, I realized after I retired, he was a person who'd been in government his entire, 30 plus years of professional working, said, I realized nothing I did during that entire 30 years mattered. I had no impact whatsoever. He said, but I have learned to be okay with that. It's interesting because I hear a lot of people that are like that. They are saying goodbye at approximately our age, maybe a little bit older, and sunsetting. I do feel like at this age, the scaffolding, everything before that was just building the scaffolding or building the platform. And then me, and it sounds like you, right? The space shuttle or the rocket has that platform to really jet up high. And I exactly understand what you're saying. The idea of at any time in the near future, slowing down, sunsetting towards me just, spending my life in obscurity, kind of doing whatever, I can't even imagine that. Every struggle that I've had, every barrier that I've overcome, every challenge that I've faced, they were building up to this. They were teaching me lessons that are out there to share. Authenticity is something that for so many years in that milieu, and not just government, by the way, I was in a pretty large nonprofit too, and that was very true in that sector as well. I had to suppress who I was with this sort of bureaucratic, professional, suit and tie, monotone speaking veneer that was colorless, that was bland. Yes, the true Scott Mason peeked out. I always found a way to somehow stand out. But nevertheless, it wasn't full on me.
Yeah.
We're at an age and stage in our life now where we can really be that. And the world's been waiting for it. And you have to have earned the self-knowledge and the understanding and the ability to connect in order to really be able to be authentic and out there. How people perceive it is tied to the energy that you project. If you've spent your entire life suppressing who you are, it's going to tire you out. And the person that your people are going to perceive and the energy that you're going to be projecting is going to be stuck and not something that people can connect to. If you are truly being yourself. And that radio story, man, that is a beautiful story. I'm so grateful that you shared that, right? That's what people are going to connect to and are going to feel. The other thing about the Toastmasters group that's interesting, in my case, is a real life example. The age range of the new members has plummeted. We have a lot of people in their 20s and in their 30s, some in their 40s as well. But there's like a significant gap. The legacy members, there's myself, and then bam, it goes down. I suspect if you're a leader, I know that if you're a leader, the organization that you lead, it's almost axiomatic, becomes a reflection of what you're putting out into the world. So on some level, for the age demographic to crash in a positive way with that group indicates that something that's being put out there by my old self is connecting with younger people. And I think that that's what you're talking about, authenticity. Yeah. And then these people that want to be around you are similarly people that are tapped into who they are. You have a magnetism. Like I said, the minute we started talking, I felt like I'd known you 15 years. It was just that easy. And I sort of, you gathered, you didn't just say, okay, I've got to go now, click. So, on some level, you felt a connection too. Yeah. But that goes exactly as to what you're talking about. The gift of having lived a life where we can be authentic.